Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of that One Time Podcast. It is July 10th. Hope everyone is doing well. Today, joining us is the one and only Silas Snarf.
Hey, yo.
We have with us the legend of Dre.
My God.
And last but not least, we have Boom Pow Surprise.
Insert cool intro here.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, gosh. And speaking of, in our childhood, we all remember that time we used to wake up in the mornings, catching our early morning cartoons. Unfortunately, sad news over the past week. One of our great early morning cartoon shows that was with us, the creator of Yugioh, passed away. Well, what was his name, Snarf?
Kazuki Takahashi.
There you go. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I didn't want to butcher that. I did not want to do it. But yeah, we lost OG, y'all. Our Yu-Gi-Oh is gone. Hit the intro song for us, Snarf. Go ahead.
Yeah. Man,
Yamu.
the main takeaway that Yu-Gi-Oh has on me to this day is that I refuse to watch One Piece. Refuse.
That makes no entire sense.
It makes perfect sense. Think of it
I,
this way.
I get what you're saying.
Think of it this way.
You put
right?
this construct in your head.
No. This is
I'm
what.
gonna let you
this
finish.
is what One Piece did. All right. It came on Fox Kids, right? 2 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh when you come home, right? 30 minutes back to back. And then they turn off Yu-Gi-Oh for this pirate show for
Did you hear the way
another
you said it?
hour.
You couldn't. Nobody's taking you serious. Did you hear the way you said it?
For
You're so
the
disrespectful.
pirate show, bro.
First of all, you're not gonna disrespect One Piece. I got One Piece shorts on right now. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, if there was no One Piece, there would be 2 hours of Yu-Gi-Oh back to back. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yu-Gi-Oh was amazing. Okay.
All right.
Yu-Gi-Oh was amazing.
It's
But
just,
we're not gonna disrespect One Piece.
it's just
We're
crazy.
just gonna keep the focus on
We
Yu-Gi-Oh.
talk about a TV show when we was in middle school, and One Piece still running to this day.
Oh my God. Imagine.
That's
Can
crazy.
you think about it? I think about this like quite a bit. Like, what if I never get to see insert game here, the next one come out? It's like there's a bunch of people that just aren't going to see the end of One Piece.
Right.
That's crazy to think about, right?
It's crazy. That is.
All I know is the payoff better be worth it.
It's not. That's not like what.
The payoff better be worth it.
This is how it's going to end. Weren't we going after some treasure like 69,000 episodes ago? And then it'll be like, oh yeah, we should probably go do that. One Piece Part 2 starts now.
Oh God, they better not.
So
They better
fucking
not.
upset. What's gonna so I mean, honestly, what's gonna happen first? Is One Piece gonna end, or is Vegeta actually gonna get a win?
Don't why you go there, bro. Don't
soon?
do Vegeta like that. Don't do
Too
Vegeta
soon?
like
Look,
that.
look,
Too
look,
soon.
all the Vegeta lovers in chat are mad as fuck. Are like, oh no, the hell you did.
So, I
You
mean,
crossed the line.
on that news, I don't know if you guys been following any Dragon Ball news, but they were supposed to release a movie like a year ago, but they didn't want it to get buried in a bunch of stuff and a bunch of other movies that are coming out for the pandemic. So they
wait
pushed
till
it.
all the anime movies and shows are coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fail.
But so they pushed it for like later this year or next year, and apparently it was leaked by so many different people online that the creators are like looking to sue individual people. I was like, oh shit. It's a bad leak. It's a bad leak for them.
And this is Dragon Ball Superhero for anyone.
Oh
interested.
yeah,
That's
the
newest Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, the one where Gohan is the main character.
Like it should have been after the Cell Saga.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness. And speaking of takedowns and suing people, Bungie is on somebody's neck.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Is it well go ahead, Boom, tell us about it.
No, no, you could, go ahead,
Yeah,
go ahead.
so I forgot how did that start. On YouTube, everyone knows creators make content. It was about two years ago. All of a sudden, people making Destiny content start getting takedown notices, saying that they were violating copyright infringement. And people were like, "What the hell, Bungie? What's going on?" Bungie like, "It's not us. We're not doing it." And so this went on for about a whole year. People trying to figure out what is going on. Come to find out, it's actually one guy who was upset. He was using Destiny's soundtrack uh in his videos, and he wasn't given proper what is it?
Well,
Proper
yeah. He was like ripping them straight up,
yeah,
right?
he was ripping them off and not giving credit and not giving, what you do on YouTube. And so Bungie told him to take it down or they would sue him. So he got pissed. He took it down, but then he created multiple email accounts from names of people who work in the company and then start doing copyright claims on anybody making Destiny content.
Yeah,
He did all
and
that when he could have just easily just said music credit in his comments and would have been fine.
Exactly. Exactly.
well, yeah, it's I think no, like if you're uploading, I think the problem was that he was making money off of it. So like, first of all, it's not your content, but Bungie doesn't have a problem putting the music up to archive it because there's a lot of music that's no longer available in the game because they took a lot of content out. Um, so like there are people that have all the music on the thing, but they don't have advertisements enabled, so they're not making any money off of it, which Bungie is apparently fine with. But
Yeah.
this dude, yeah, he got copyright struck and he just went full ape shit. He
He said,
started taking down other people's or trying to take other people's channels down
"Oh,
as a part of a protest to tell you that the YouTube algorithm is messed up, which
it's true."
not copyright claims service is messed up, which it is.
Because
Which
anybody can make a claim and it'll
yeah,
take both y'all stuff down until it's resolved.
Yeah.
but that's
My
not an
man was over
excuse for
here
him doing it.
pocketing money. That's the crazy part about it. He's out here just
He was
pocketing
wrong.
money.
He was very wrong, but he went about the wrong way.
Yeah, so
Very much.
apparently he was big in a Destiny Discord community, and the way other people described it, who were talking with him, was like, "Oh, we're all trying to find out who this guy is. Who is this?" And he's also at the same time like, "Yeah, I don't know. Who is this guy? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? Is it this guy?" And
Like in a
then
situation, in a virtual situation like that, like why do you even need to point the finger? Like you're just making yourself
Right.
yeah,
suspicious.
it's
How much did
yeah.
they sue him for again? I forgot.
7 million.
Uh,
I think it was
7.6
Yeah.
Mm,
million. Well, I mean, like he doesn't have the money, so he defaults on it. But I guess it's more symbolic than anything.
mm.
Oh yeah, no, 7 million is a good number. Just like, oh well, let me not do that.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
right. I guess. Well, continuing on the theme of lawsuits happening, we've got two in the realm of WWE. A tattoo artist is suing the WWE for using their tattoos that they put on a wrestler's body in a video
Yeah.
game.
Tempting.
Yeah.
Catherine Alexander
hmm Now,
did Randy Orton's tattoos. And
yeah, this is interesting because while I agree that it is an artist's work, but once you put it on somebody's body, is it any longer your right to claim money off of? That's a
But
slippery slope.
it's very slippery, but it also depends on what Randy Orton signed off on when he went and got the tattoo done. Because before
True.
you get a tattoo, that you have to sign like a contract. So if on that contract states that if Randy Orton appears in magazines, movies, games, she gets a proceed, then I wouldn't go after the company. I'll go after Randy.
Well,
True.
see,
Like,
True.
that's the thing. You can't go after Randy because she
Randy's
tattooed
own
it on his body, right? And you can't penalize me for being somewhere and someone seeing your artwork, right? So Randy is indemnified from getting that artwork on him. The problem is one, the release that he signed, is she the owner of the intellectual property? Obviously, I would say probably yes because she's suing. But the thing is are you the owner of the intellectual property of the photo that you drew itself? Because you can't be the owner of intellectual property of somebody's tattoo. Like the tattoo on my body, you don't own. So if someone replicates the tattoo that's on my body, can you get proceeds from that? Probably not. If it was just a straight someone jacked the drawing, then maybe so. But
Right.
if the replica of tattoos that are on my body, I don't think that's gonna hold up. I don't.
Yeah, I
It'll
think
be interesting to
easy.
see, but
Yeah, if she wins this, it's gonna cause a whole bunch of
Ripple effect.
issues.
Like you about to have a whole bunch of video games where they just gonna scrap tattoos and it's just not gonna look right.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's like you're already getting exposure. Like if you're that good of an artist, people gonna know your work. And if somebody, oh, that's Catherine's work going around here, that's
I
cool. Like
I mean, well,
you
all
get
right.
exposure.
I
it's a
don't I don't
double-edged sword because it's like, are people gonna go to you now?
yeah.
Sure,
Like, I don't know about that because the struggling artist is a thing.
it is. But this is the thing. If she was smart, you do your tattoo business. Once you put that on somebody's body, you can't continue to make money off that. How about you also upload it like a content online so if somebody uses it, then you have claims to say, hey, you use my artwork, you got to pay up.
Yeah,
Not even that. You put on like your Instagram that, hey, I did Randy Orton's tattoos. You can see that on the video game. You can see that
You know,
live,
you
and
know how
people
many
gonna come
video
to you.
games have
Because
tattoos in them, and they
she
want
doesn't wanna disrupt what's happening, she just wants a cut. But see, the
Yeah.
problem is the ripple effects of that. That's the thing. Because like you said, it's gonna get to a point where, okay, well, these entities, these people are just not gonna have tattoos, or they're just not gonna be as accurate as they would be if it's their actual tattoo. No, I'm just gonna scribble scrabble on them, and that's they got a tattoo.
yeah,
if
So
she was smart, she would sign on to be a tattoo provider for WWE and give any of the artists tattoos and make like a
yeah.
that's not a
constant money
thing.
from that.
That's not a
I know
thing.
it should.
Yeah.
That'd be something she should go for
Like,
though.
like,
WWE's even if she
Nah,
could land that gig, I don't know if WWE
WWE's
is.
not about to have
Yeah.
a tattoo artist on retainer. They're not.
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
no, the gaming company could hire her and be like,
two,
do all the
2K needs our
tattoos,
help drastically.
sign you on for the tattoos, and we just gonna post it up there, and players can put it on their character. Like,
Yeah, but like to think that what she's, in my opinion, what she's doing is not the right way to go about things.
I
But
agree.
to think that she has all these options available to her, well, she really doesn't. Like logistically, there's a lot of people that do a lot of art that are like professional, as good as she is. And it's like, yeah, it's a struggle out there. So I don't agree with her, but I understand like the
You shouldn't
options
Yeah,
get
out
credit
there
for
for
work. Yeah,
artists.
yeah. No, I
It,
get it.
it's an
I just don't agree.
oversaturated
market.
market, and I know a lot of um artists myself, and the meme online. You can look it up online. It's like, I'll pay you an exposure, right? Same thing with music. You know, I really love your art. Let me get a drawing. And it's like, all right, $200 for my time and effort. It's like, I'll pay you $5 for it. I can do that online. It's like, it's yeah, it's rough out there, but still doesn't justify what she's doing.
Right. Right.
And to your point, Sarvi said, "Oh no, boom." He's like, she don't want to be on return to WWE. Yeah, with Vince out here paying women $12 million to hush him up. I don't think she want to be part of that company anyway.
Here comes the
I
segue.
mean, I was about to say something fucked up, but it's like, if you're paying me $12 million, shut the fuck up. I'm shut the fuck up. But I'm in a different position. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Loud.
That's that striking artist talk right there, folks. But no,
I
no,
will
no.
take a vow of silence for 30 years. Just give me my money, Vince, please.
But yeah, Vince out here wilding. He's well, he decided to step down, right, as a CEO. He handed it over
Ain't no
to
decided. I'm sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
that
about
that
to
was
say,
that was the
yeah,
public term. To
Yeah.
get the fuck
yeah.
out. That's what they told us. That you got to get
mm,
the fuck out.
Hit the
Yep.
road.
The board say, yeah, you either need to step down or we're gonna make it public that we forced you out. And he was like, well, I guess I'll step down.
So are you trying to
And
say that I'm fired?
oh my god,
Hard.
we need to have
and,
that meme up. Vince, you're fired.
and
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
and his daughter Stephanie McMahon stepped up to the plate.
It was the plan
And
all along.
yeah.
These seeds were
right,
planted years ago.
right. And Triple H is back on NXT, their development brand. So I'm
I'm
really, you're right, Boom. I feel like since they got rid of Triple H for NXT 2.0, everything's been going like downhill, not only for NXT but for just wrestling period. And all of a sudden these allegations come out and now he's stepping down, Stephanie coming in place, Triple H coming back, and now business is booming again. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, we all know he was need to go away eventually, but it's like, oh, perfect timing.
just what is up with these? It's not even just rich guys and these ego problems. Yo, if it's you have money, you already have an advantage over most other guys. Like, come on, people will flock to you. You shouldn't be abusing and doing all this other crazy mess. Like, come on, man. Like, what is
There
wrong with
was
y'all?
I heard this comedy bit. I forgot who it was by, but made a lot of sense, right? Made a lot of sense to me. I can sit here and talk all the shit that I want, but I don't have a flock of women trying to come at me. So like that's my position of privilege, that I don't have to worry about any of that stuff ever. And I can take the moral high ground, but it's like I'm not fighting for the moral high ground. It's inherently I have it.
But
um, so
uh,
that's not to excuse what he did.
mm-mm.
All
Right,
right.
right.
It's just crazy, man. Like, and we all know guys like that don't even have money, just like
Yeah.
egotistical. Like, it's just like, what are y'all doing? Like, everyone has a mother, everyone has, maybe a sister or a daughter, something. Like, you should know
Aunt, a
you don't want to.
grandma.
Yeah, you don't want to treat a lady like that. Like, what are you thinking? Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. You're trying to take advantage of a situation, but just think with your head first. You need that PNC.
The
He
the
said, I
top
was
head,
thinking with my head. What do you mean?
the top head, not the bottom head.
Right.
So apparently there was a WWE Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix that they invested in, and they apparently, supposedly, insider information. Netflix pulled
Netflix
that
joint.
shit. Yeah.
So I wonder, as Netflix, you're pissed because you spent all that money to get that documentary up, and now it's never gonna see the light of day. So it's just, do you get that money back from Vince, or do you?
No, it's just a slow. I mean, they'll probably put it up in 5 years. You know.
I mean, it's Netflix, right? It's Netflix, and how much was the contract for? Like maybe 20 million. They just
Yeah.
probably nexted the contract.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
probably
they'll make money off of it eventually, right?
Are they? Speaking of, is Netflix like still in the red? I don't know. For the longest time, they were operating in the red. Are they still doing that, or?
I
well,
have
had
no
them
clue.
prices gone up yet?
Oh, several times. I can tell you what. You know, it's going to put them
Was
back. If they're not in the red, you know, it's going to put them back in the red when they start get rid of that password sharing. Y'all
yeah.
gonna
That's what I'm
go back.
saying.
Was
There's like it's
it
a phase
was
two
it that they
plan.
were was it that they were in the red, or they just didn't hit their quota for new
No, no.
people?
So they
That
did
one.
hit their quota, but for the longest time, Netflix was operating in the red because they were just like, "Hey, you want this TV show? Let's go get this." They was throwing money to everybody. Like, remember all those producers? They were just throwing these big piles of money at to make them produce content for Netflix, and so yeah, they
Yeah.
they were going crazy for a little bit.
Un-
So, mm-mm. but
Understandable.
but keeping on with, I guess, TV shows. one of the best TV shows, but one of the worst endings of all time, Game of Thrones, has their new TV show, House of Dragons, starting on August 21st. I know everyone here was initially a fan of Game of Thrones till that last season. How do y'all feel about this new House of Dragons series?
I'm excited for it.
Excited
I
for
mean,
it?
from technically, it's already built out story, right? So, I
Right,
mean,
right, right.
I
So,
th- I think the adaptation, the on-screen adaptation of Game of Thrones was always better when they had something to refer to as opposed to winging it themselves. Because if we're being honest, things didn't things started going awry in season 5, right? Season 5 was like the last good season. After that, season 6 was kind of like season 7 was kind of like okay, I'm following. And season 8 was just like okay, this is just complete shit. Okay, if we're being fair, season 6 is like the turning tide of things going awry for Game of Thrones. It was still good to watch. It's just season 8 was the absolute train wreck, right?
yeah.
Absolute. They was just throwing stuff at the wall. Oh my god! Hope it sticks.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
they did not do a good job at all with that.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. It's two. So it is 200 years before the original Game of Thrones. So it's not exactly like we touched upon King Baratheon. The war that came before the Game of Thrones series. But this one takes place 200 years, so it's a completely different story that's not really touched upon
Right.
in regular Game of Thrones. So like, yeah, but also the things with prequels, I know how it turns out.
Right, right. We know eventually where they're gonna have to end up at, so it kind of ruins the
Not even
suspense.
that. It's just they're just not always done well. They
Yeah.
they change up continuity to fit the on-screen adaptation. It's just like, oh, this has nothing to do with anything at this
I'm
point.
trying to
Well,
think
the
when's the last time we have had a good prequel series like that actually was
I like
good?
Star Wars. Star Wars is good.
I knew you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
gonna say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Star Wars was a good
yeah.
prequel
No, no,
series.
because I don't disagree with you, but also I don't think I represent the
Majority.
majority of Star Wars fans because Star Wars
Yeah.
fans are the worst part of Star Wars, if we're
Yes.
being honest.
Yeah. Absolutely. Uh,
Man,
I,
fans are the worst for whatever it is that you watch. Like wrestling fans are the worst for wrestling. Star Wars for Star Wars, One Piece for One Piece, or I should say anime for anime. It don't matter what it is. If you're a fan of it, you're the worst for it.
Yeah,
yeah.
but no, Star Wars fans take the cake. They will shoot themselves in the foot and say it's
Yeah.
fucking fuck this game, fuck this movie. I hate this shit. But you did it to yourself. No, I didn't. It's their fault.
Yeah, I mean, they had no frame. The frame of reference was they had three really good movies, and even when those movies came out, the when three came out, that was universally hated at the time. Um, and yeah, they didn't like the prequels when they came out. I did, but I was a
I
kid,
love
so
them
what did I
Yeah,
shits.
know
I
better?
love them.
Exactly. I love
And the new ones, uh, I really liked the first one on the new trilogy. I really liked it. I was hopeful. Oh boy, that second one was there was no coming back from the second one.
It wasn't, and then the last one's even worse.
I mean
Uh,
the third. I think the third one, the fail. Well, they shoot. It was back to back to back to back to back scene change, scene change, scene change. But I think trying to recover from that second in the trilogy was nigh impossible.
You can
say,
tell there was a clear change in continuity from the first one to the second one in
Yeah,
the third
yeah,
trilogy. So it was just super fucking confusing. It was just like we're gonna go down this lane and we're gonna go 3 miles down this road and then we're gonna make a hard right and just go the other way and say fuck all that progress we just made.
yeah.
It was just like okay, and then they did it again from the second to the third and it was just like all right.
And
you
Like
could
and
say their
it,
movies
visually
didn't
it's a
bring
good movie, but
balance.
other than that it's just like get me off this train.
I don't want to talk about Star Wars. I'm sorry.
We didn't mean to go down a rabbit hole here. We're
uh,
supposed to be talking about Game of Thrones. But did you
It-
guys also see the announcement of Snow? Apparently, that's official.
yes, the second project of Game of Thrones, being directed and produced by what's his name, Kit Harington. who was Jon Snow. So he actually was
Oh,
writing
he's
this.
he's
Yeah,
oh.
he
Really?
actually he brought it to HBO. He was like, "Hey, I've got this idea. I've written this out. I brought my team of writers. We've got this fleshed out. We want to run with it." And they say, "Approved."
Imagine
So he
being
wants
able
it.
to create a job for yourself.
So what you're saying is he wants it, Snarf. That's what he's
Yeah,
saying is
he
he
wants
wants
it. He wants it. He does want it. I
I
want
do
it,
want it.
please.
I want it.
My Disney movie's not coming out for another 6 years. I want it.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
I
Oh,
need to be able to feed my kids.
Please.
man.
My wife died in the movies. She can't come back anymore. Please.
She's gonna be in the show,
Yeah,
right?
as a
How
ghost.
she
She's a
is a
ghost.
ghost. It's a ghost, 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 ghost,
Maybe
ghost.
maybe she'll be the new White Walker scenario. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but for those who don't know, this is going to pick up right where the original series left off when he returned to the North. It's going to be his journey from that point forward. So
I gotta
no
say,
telling who we could see. We could see some returning characters. Pretty sure we're going to see a lot of returning characters in certain regards. But this one I'm more excited for than House of Dragon because I don't know where this is going to go.
yeah,
And out of the whole lore of Game of Thrones, we very rarely got to see the North like that. We took a trip there, I think, one or two times,
It's so
and that
very
was it.
vast. It's
Hmm.
hard to really show
yeah.
the whole North without going down a rabbit hole of the show itself,
But
right?
like the North, like, all right. So here's my hang up. It's a wasteland. You're a nomadic tribe in a wasteland. Like it's not going to be political intrigue type thing if it takes place up there. It's going to be a completely
Exploration.
different show.
Mhm.
You know, it's not going to be
But
what Game of Thrones
you could
is.
say, was it a wasteland before the White Walkers, or were they causing it to be a wasteland? Because it could have been them that was causing it to be a wasteland. We don't know. We don't know. So, and it could.
Maybe maybe it was like the White Walkers were there because they were trying to hold back the whiter walkers.
I swear to God, if that's a fucking thing, I will never watch it. So you know what? I will go buy a DVD and snap that bitch in half just to do it. I'd be so fucking upset.
Oh
Oh my
gosh.
God.
And it could be some more political intrigue because him trying to bring together all the tribes in the North. Now that they're free from the White Walker threat, because like that's what brought them together in the first place. They was running from the White Walkers. So, but we'll
Yeah.
see. I guess we'll see if it's gonna turn out. But into the gaming news side of things, we got a couple things that all happened. I guess to first start PlayStation Plus and their streaming service. How do y'all like it?
Okay. Am I the only one that did the upgrade?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
I
No,
think.
no.
Did you
Boom.
do? Anybody streamed? Anybody streamed any games like for the PlayStation Plus thing?
Yeah, I streamed Fear.
How'd it go?
It was straight. Like I've enjoyed it so far. I haven't had any issues or anything like that as
Yeah.
far as like the streaming itself. I think it does do this thing where like if you don't play, like say you pause the game and you walk away for like 15, 20 minutes, it'll time you out because it's a live service. So it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, if you're not playing it, we're gonna make room for other people to play. So
Gonna need that
come back.
bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back when you're
Mhm.
ready. Right?
So yeah, same experience. Surprisingly, like PlayStation, what was it called? PlayStation Now
Now, yeah.
was complete gutter trash. But the streaming service that they have now, it's good. It works. It works. That's it. That's all I gotta say. It's I played a couple of different games. I played The Force Unleashed. Um, I played a couple of new games, like PlayStation 5 games that you can stream, or PlayStation 4 games. Like you can play. What was the name of it? I think you can stream Witcher. I think that's what I did. It was a little laggy. Like new games, there was a little bit of a button input lag, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, stream PS3 games. What they have available is it works. Good job. Good job.
You know what? If these streaming service, you have the Xbox Game Pass, and the Xbox Game Pass is just great in general. You should have that. If you're a gamer, you should have that. It's well worth it. And for the PlayStation streaming service, if you were an Xbox fanboy and you wanted to get into the PlayStation ecosystem, that's a good service for you to get because you'll get backlog to a lot of their games without having to pay for them like the $60 each time or however much they cost. So I would highly recommend it for if you're a Sony fanboy, go get Game Pass so you can enjoy some of those titles over there, that you don't have to pay for,
Well,
and vice
PlayStation
versa.
Plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus, and if you're an Xbox fanboy, get PlayStation Plus service.
Yeah.
It'll benefit you.
It's I wouldn't say it's as good as Game Pass.
No, definitely. It's a different beast. It's
Yeah.
an entirely different beast. Yeah, you're not getting
Yeah,
day
I
and day.
think Game Pass definitely beats it like with exclusives and day one exclusives, right?
Yeah. Well, that are coming out, but also just the catalog that's available.
The only
Um,
company that could do that because they got deep pockets,
yeah.
Microsoft, and
What was
nobody
I
else
gonna
can do
say?
that.
Yeah. So like with all the streaming, I'm looking at building my next PC because this PC is 7 years old. Last one I built. Um, and I'm really considering because I do editing, Photoshop editing, and video editing and all that stuff. This is the first time in my life. Like, don't knock me, but these new Apple M2 chips are looking really mighty persuasive in light of all the streaming services that are coming available with the Yugioh streaming service, the Xbox.
Adobe,
Well, they haven't did their streaming service yet, right?
oh
But they're
Xbox.
talking about it. Right, they just
No,
have Game Pass.
no. Theirs is
Yeah, they
running.
haven't released it yet. Yeah, the wait,
Have they?
when
No,
does it
Game
come
Pass
out?
does have their streaming service up and running.
It's
They're
already
one.
live? Like I can download it on my
Yeah.
TV right now?
No, oh no, not the one for the TV. Certain TVs have it, but like I have my Xbox One X, and I could jump on there for the Game Pass, and I can stream their games to my
Hmm.
Xbox One X. It's not active on all devices yet.
No,
Okay.
I think Snarf's talking about the one where like you can do it from your TV. Like there's a whole app they're getting ready to release for like the one where you can just play it
Yeah,
on the
Oh,
something
TV.
like that.
You need no console. It's consoleless gaming is what they're
mm,
calling it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, all the streaming services like I, Apple is seems viable for my uses. Um, don't hate me. Stri-
Oh, I'm loving this.
me from 4 years ago would beat me up now for saying that. All right.
I'm loving this. But see, this is what you got to remember, Snarf. This is what you do. You look at 4-year-old you or you from 4 years ago and say, but can you beat my ass though?
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. I am wiser.
so now I have the high
So are
ground.
you looking at just having two different PCs? Like, are you talking about you would get a Apple and use that for streaming as well? Or are you just going to continue using what
um,
you have for streaming while getting you a MacBook
I
or a
would get
Mac?
a cheaper PC and I would get a bomb ass Apple PC once they release, the M2 chips. Because right now, the one device that they have the M2 chip on is a 13-inch MacBook, and pretty much the consensus is that it's the chip is really good, but they
That
just
specific
put this
MacBook?
one out because they had a bunch of leftover chassis from the previous gen. So they're just trying to sell these off, and it's not as powerful as it
Yeah,
should
I mean
be.
that and the 13-inch is actually like you said, it's not as powerful because it's
Also, I don't
what
want a
they've done.
laptop.
Yeah, what they've done now is they've actually gated how much space you can have in what size laptop.
Yeah.
And so like you if you're not getting the 16-inch, then it's kind of like power wise, you're kind of selling yourself short. But it all depends on what you're using it for, right? So
Yeah. So, like, for my purposes, again, photo editing, video rendering, photo rendering, 3D imaging, and stuff. Like, it's a thought in my mind that I have to think about for the first time in a long time. That I'm not just gonna make a new PC. You
Well,
know?
as they say, it's never good to be a fanboy. It's best to reside, take the best of everything.
Yeah.
So in that world, it would be smart to have a Mac and a PC. You're getting the best of both. You don't have to pick and choose. Like
yeah, but you also got
Mac,
to pay for that shit. So
yeah. That is the hard part. Yeah, Mac
Well,
makes great hardware.
right.
It's just expensive, and PC you can get it cheaper, but it's more customizable. So, like you
Uh,
said,
I did spec out the PC that I would build if I would build it now, and it's like $4,000 something.
Ooh.
But the way I build all my computers is I'm not in a rush to do it, so I buy my parts over the span of a year, and I can save like $1,200 or something.
Right.
In a fully fleshed out M1 chip like um Studio, I think it's called. It's like it's their desktop, quote unquote, but it's like this small that they have. Is like $5,000, right? So
For just
it's
the chip itself? Good
no
God.
for the whole package, and
Okay.
that stuff is comparable to what I would build. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be able to game on it. But with all the streaming services,
You would need to.
wouldn't need it for gaming. But for my work, it would be great. So don't be a fanboy. It's there's a what do you call it? There's an argument for it. Finally, in my opinion, the proprietary M1 chips are
Yeah, the leap in
spicy.
technological advancement that Apple has been able to do with this latest fleet is it's pretty impressive.
It's because I don't want to get too technical, but the problem is there's a lot of protocols that were grandfathered in every time you make a CPU chip, right? On the architecture that they have. So when you have the new chip, they add more shit on it, but they still have to run the old protocols. With the proprietary M1 chips, they built it from the bottom up, so they can put a lot of the bloat and put the resources to where you need it.
Mhm.
So that's what the benefit of it.
Yeah. And well, a quick note: we got two other bits of info this week in the gaming world. We got Forspoken was delayed to 2023. If you don't know what it is, that was a game made by Square Enix. I think it's a PlayStation exclusive with the girl doing magic and jumping around, flying
Yeah,
around. Looks like a very intriguing game, but that got delayed to 2023. And the reason it got delayed, it wasn't that because the game was ready. They did not want it to bump heads with God of War Ragnarok, which we finally got
really,
a release date for, which is November 9th. Yeah, because Forspoken was supposed to come out in September, end of September. You do that. That is way too close for a PlayStation exclusive to come out during the window of God of War Ragnarok. You didn't want to do that.
I thought it was for polishing, but I guess that makes complete sense.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
probably both, but more so, they ain't trying to
Yeah,
they only compete.
It would get buried. You
yeah.
if you got a choice, like let me get Forspoken or God of War Ragnarok, you
Yeah,
know
just
it.
the anticipation behind
Oh yeah.
Ragnarok itself
Mhm.
is
But I mean, like Forspoken looks. I'm hyped for Spoken, but
Yeah.
you're
Oh yeah.
right. I'm also like, if I had to choose between the two, I would
yeah.
get
Like if
God of
you're
War.
choosing a day one exclusive, you're getting God of War, right?
Right.
And they picked a great time. Now they said it's gonna come out in January. No games usually come out in January. It's gonna have its own time to shine with no competition. So
It's my birthday.
so that'll be good.
January 24th, 2020.
There you go. Yep. There. So that'll be good for them. That'll be real good for them. So
What
and
else?
then what else we got? We already talked about Kenobi. Did we talk about
We
Kenobi?
didn't
No,
talk about
we
Kenobi at
did
all,
not
but I
talk
don't know
about
if you want to talk about Kenobi. I don't know if everybody's seen it.
Yeah, I personally haven't seen it. Me being the dweeb that I am, I haven't watched any Star Wars stuff since the last movie. I got burned, so you
Yeah.
know.
First 4 episodes were slow. The last 2 episodes are phenomenal, and it makes the first 4 episodes you understand the build up. It's like, yeah. So 6-part series, solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I think the biggest thing that why people say it's slow is because it's not like the first four episodes give you any lore context. Like they're this it's like immediate setting. It's like immediate setting of the scene, right? So
Yeah,
it's not even like it's connecting it to anything outside of the snapshot of context that you're currently looking at. So for that reason, people are just like, it's not needed, but you know, I'm always an advocate for setting the scene, right?
Yeah.
A slow build up for a great payoff. The payoff
Casting
was
was
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, payoff was
Casting
really
was
good.
payoff was great. Casting was really really good. It was
So
good to see all of the actors who originally played those roles come back. That
yeah.
was
So spoilers, clearly, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So Leia's in it. The casting of Leia was pretty good. I thought
really good.
it was Leia. Like you can see that the person that she grows up into, yeah, she must have been like that as a kid. So
The
yeah,
real question is, did Hayden redeem himself?
Yes,
yeah,
I would say yes.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
S- he didn't really need to redeem himself. And the reason why I say that again, Star Wars fans are their own worst enemy, right? Like he didn't really do bad in his role as Anakin originally.
The
He
role
had a
was just
couple
written.
yeah, he had a couple scenes that were just badly written. And because they were badly written, like there's only so many ways you can have someone be mundane and somber all the
Yeah,
time. And then when that happens, like that's exactly how it's picked up as being mundane and somber. And it's just like this motherfucker looks like a goddamn zombie. But anybody who played that role would look like a goddamn zombie. So
yeah. And all the memes uh that I see are always from the second movie, right? Second movie in the trilogy, Attack of the Clones. And that overall was my least favorite.
yeah,
I
where he was just a
think Attack of the
lovesick
Clones.
puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really liked that shit. Like I
Yeah. I think he redeemed himself in 3. I think
I thought it was good. I thought they was
yeah.
good as shit. There was a couple scenes where it's just like this is terrible. But
Yeah.
again, I don't want to say it's terrible acting. I think it was just the vision itself was terrible. Right?
Yeah.
Like that whole "you underestimate my power." That part was terrible. That in my head that'll forever be memed. But then again, like I said, I don't think anybody else could have done that scene justice for what it was, right? So
Right.
it was exciting to. I don't want to spoil it because Griff hasn't seen it, but in the fifth episode, um, like the callback, snark,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was, and then like seeing him, that was
It
like
was really good.
it was comparable to Griff. Take your heads off for 2 seconds. It was comparable to Tobey Maguire in
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like
for
seeing
sure.
him and like knowing he's older, but the effort for him to be fresh faced and all that stuff was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was
So
good. It was really good.
so yeah, yeah. That was very very appreciative. So I definitely say if you haven't watched it, take time to watch it. At the end of the day, it's 6 episodes, right? If
Yeah.
put it to you like this: if you watched the book of Boba Fett, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Book of
if you
Boba
watched the
Fett
book,
was
yeah,
same
if you
same
watched
thing.
the book of Boba Fett and enjoyed it somewhat, then you'll be perfectly fine watching Kenobi and getting something out of it.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our final thing with today's industry, how it's set up with everything streaming service. Your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon Prime, your Apple TV, your Paramount Plus, your HBO Max, your
Oh
Disney
shit.
Plus, all these different things. If you had to pick two services, well, first I ask, which service makes the best original content? Which service makes the best original content in your opinion? And
Disney.
if you had to choose only two services, which two would you choose?
I would say Disney.
Disney has the best original content to you.
Disney has the best original content.
Nice.
Think
No,
of, think about think about all the shows that we've watched over the past year. We watched Kenobi, we watched Book of Boba Fett, we watched Mandalorian, all three of those seasons. We watched all these Marvel shows. All that is original content.
Yeah,
Right.
sure, that is true.
So while that is true, I all right.
And you might be thinking about it from different criteria.
I think about like I watch a lot. I watch an obscene amount of content. It's a problem. um, I think about like what, not to be too over dramatic, but like what TV shows can I live without, and what TV shows can I not live without. I think of Daredevil as one of them, right?
That you can live without.
That I can't.
That
That
you cannot.
it
Gotcha.
was a game changer, right? When I look at all the Disney stuff, the only thing that is comparable to that is Mandalorian, and really nothing else. Like, they have a lot of content, but it's a lot of content that's okay. And WandaVision was really good.
What about you said WandaVision was really good. I thought what's name was good. Like What If was amazing.
Yeah, what if
I
But I could
I
do
mean,
without it.
but see, it's all based off of people's preference.
Yeah.
I'm with Boom. I'm Disney. I enjoyed all of the Disney shows that came out. All of
I
them.
enjoyed them, but it's like he's
Um,
asking you to pick two. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like what
well,
else would you pick? Let's start there. Like what else would you pick?
I got you. One I would pick. I think they have great original content. Is Amazon Prime. All of
so
their
that's
original
my
The
second pick.
Boys, Invincible, Vox,
Legend of
uh,
Vox Machina.
yeah, Vox Machina. Then you have the Terminal List that just came out was good. You have Reacher was good. Their Jack Ryan was good. Like they have a lot of good stuff. The only bad thing I can honestly say they came out with I did not like was the Wheels of Time. But other than that, all of their original content, TV shows and movies have been pretty good compared to Netflix, where it's like they have some good heavy hitters and then they have a lot of bad stuff up there as well,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And then
It's
So,
I think I would go with Disney as the second choice too.
well, so here's so let's put Disney aside because I think Disney's a special case,
Mhm.
right?
yeah.
And
Like
for
again, I don't
several
want to say
reasons.
I'm anti Disney Plus.
I just think
It would
it's
probably my choice too. I'm just trying to
yeah,
be
no,
a
no,
dickhead
and I get it. Like
about it.
saying it's I feel like it's not the wrong answer, but it's
Yeah.
too easily the right answer, right?
Yeah.
And so let's just set Disney aside because I think Disney is kind of in its own lane just because of the fact that it's fucking Disney,
And
right?
they own everything. They
They
have,
own everything.
they
Exactly.
own nostalgia.
Exactly. When you
That's what
own
they
some of the
own.
biggest pieces on the board, it's kind of like, well, who the fuck can compete with you, right? So let's
Right.
set them aside.
So setting them
Would you
aside,
say would you say HBO is better or would you say
there you
Apple
go.
TV is better?
There's only one thing on HBO that I watch. That's a stream. Like, we're talking about original content streaming, right? And that's a show called Barry.
Have you watched the 100?
No.
Yeah, I heard it's really
I
really
thought
good.
I thought the 100 was Netflix.
No, that's on
100
HBO.
is it's CW. Originally 100 is on CW. But I don't.
CW is Warner Brothers. Everything Warner Brothers is on
Okay, so
HBO.
that is there you go. So it is them. But is that the original
But I
content? Because
first
that
watched
ended.
it. But I first watched that on Netflix. That's why I'm asking. So is
Oh
Well,
no
that
no
considered
no.
well,
original
depending on when it
content?
came out, you also got to remember, they moved all that stuff over accordingly,
Yeah,
right?
It was CW.
yeah.
Yeah, that show came out originally on CW, but like Boom says, owned by Warner Brothers. So Netflix
And
had a
remember,
deal with CW to when their stuff
which is
when
why
their
we had the
season.
Flash, Arrow, and
Yeah,
all them.
yeah. When it ends, when the first season ends, then it appears on Netflix, and that contract is now over with, which is why you're seeing it all jump over to
But then again, to your
HBO
point, I
Max.
mean, those shows wouldn't necessarily be considered HBO originals now, would they?
Right? Nah, yeah, they
Right.
would be
So,
considered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
but yeah, back to your point. I mean, and don't get me wrong, because Netflix has some amazing original content too.
Yeah. Like, I put Daredevil and Punisher on Netflix, even though it's on Disney Plus now. Just because they made it.
Right.
If we're
Right.
being technical.
Yeah, Netflix definitely has some amazing content. Like some of the movies I've watched that have been like Netflix originals have been like
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I watched The Harder They Fall for the first time, blew my
Mhm.
mind. One of the first
Oh
time I
yeah.
watched Project
That was
Power.
great.
Project Power is actually really good.
Was that Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised at how good that was. Like I didn't expect it to be bad, but I was just like, yo, this is a solid ass movie, right?
I really liked the Will Smith one. What was that?
Uh,
Shoot, yeah, that was good too.
I
They
know
were
what movie you're
police
talking about, I can't remember.
officers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
With the
the
orcs
fairy
and stuff.
police. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one was torn apart. I watched it and I was like, this hits me in my my nerd shit. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's like, all right, this was made for me. This wasn't made for y'all, clearly. So
Right. It's hard for me to identify any Hulu original content. Hulu's got a lot of stuff, but it's hard for me personally to identify Hulu original
yeah,
content.
Yeah,
It-
because
it-
it doesn't plaster saying this is Hulu's exclusive content
Right.
yeah,
Like
like
Hulu is the
other stuff.
original Netflix, but for TV.
yeah,
So
yeah.
because it houses a lot of stuff that's from TV, and they just have a lot of network contracts where it's just like, hey, next day it's going to be on Hulu. I just can't.
Yeah. Who
Nothing original comes to front of mind.
Hulu's one of those things where it's like I'll watch it for one show that it looks interesting, but it's something that's been on like ABC or
Yeah, yeah. I watch Hulu for specific shows,
yeah.
but not because Hulu makes original content. Like that's not why I have Hulu,
I
right?
don't think I've seen any Apple TV stuff.
I've heard a few things are really good, but
Yeah, yeah.
personally haven't
That,
watched any
that's the
Apple
thing,
TV stuff.
right? I've also heard as like Amazon Prime is in the running for like whatever we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But it's just because all of their shows wins awards, but also who's giving out those awards? It's like, you know,
I was
when a
about to say the
when a
same thing.
car wins an award, like what the fuck does that mean? JD Power and Associate, like who the fuck is JD Power, right?
Well, I mean, yes and no, right? Because like to someone who's not in that realm, it's just like, what the fuck does that shit even count for, right? But if
Yeah.
you're in that realm, it's just like, oh no, that's like
No,
the highest
but
prestige for that
like
realm, right?
like let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I'm a little bit into that. JD Power is something they just made up for marketing.
Well, no. I mean like from a general idea perspective, not
Yeah,
necessarily like JD Power specifically. Like, no, that's all fluff, right? Hey,
yeah.
let's make an award to talk about how good our own shit is,
Yeah,
right?
and I don't like I haven't seen a lot of Amazon Prime shows just because they're not advertised or they're not in my scope. But like all of the stuff that they do put out, they have a lot of award-winning shows. But what are those awards worth? You know what I'm saying?
JD
That's fair.
Powers.
But to be fair, you also have a lot of people who talk about their shows. Like everybody
Mhm.
apparently is crazy over like The Boys right now,
The
right?
Boys is good. I watched The Boys. That's right. I forgot it was on Amazon. I watched The Boys. It's
You know what's crazy
grotesque.
is as good as their stuff
Imagine
is.
Snarf trying to rip Amazon saying, I don't know if they're really good shows or not, and then saying, yeah, I
No,
really like that
but
shit.
that's what I'm just saying. What I'm thinking. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. All right.
Yeah,
I
no,
watch.
no.
There's 3 things I've watched on Amazon Prime that have been bangers: Legend of Vox Machina, The Boys, and probably something else. Oh,
Invincible.
Invincible. Those are the 3 that I watched. Bangers.
Invincible
Timeless.
one with the superhero dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that motherfucker ain't shit.
Oh man, yeah. And then I think was crazy to think was really gonna put Amazon over the top if it's good because this is gonna bring a lot of attention to them. Is that new uh Lord of the Rings TV show that's coming to them? If they manage to nail that, that's gonna bring a lot of attention away. But
That's
on
a
the flip
huge
side,
if.
if it's bad, ugh.
Is it?
That's a,
They're just gonna do the books? Is that it?
No, this is I think this is original content. Like they went there, isn't it? This predates the the main movie
It's a
line.
prequel.
they
I,
don't do good
I,
with prequels.
I think
Anything they did for
Okay.
the Hobbit was not
Yeah,
really
those
good.
3
wait, it's
Hobbit
called the
movies.
Rings of Power, so I think it's when the original rings are being created
Okay.
during that timeline.
So that Elvin Smith. But like, oh man, so I've only fallen asleep on 2 movies in the movie theater in my life because I can watch trash straight through. I'm a trash panda. I'll just watch it. Um,
Sure.
The Hobbit. I saw that in theaters 3 or 4 times. Every time I fell asleep.
It's just not a good movie.
Every time I've never fallen asleep in a movie before in my life. Those 4 times. Now, granted, it was situational. I had like a 72-hour work 3 days in a row. And then I went to go see it the first time. And then I was like, oh, I worked. I want to go see it again. And then I didn't sleep so well again. And then I got after work. And then the fourth time, I fell asleep. I was awake. I watched it, and then I fell asleep anyway. And it was just like, this movie's just trash.
I was about to say you don't have to make excuses for it. It's just not good. Like it's like they try to take everything from Lord of the Rings except for the actual essence of the movie.
Yeah.
And the essence is what made it like amazing. But it's just like you can't try to repeat that process. You have to give it its own life because what seems the same way. The second the second movie in the Fantastic Beasts saga,
Oh,
Mm.
oof.
absolutely fucking terrible. The first one was like, okay, this is interesting. The second one, I've watched it 4 times and I can't finish it. It's that bad. I just can't.
Mm.
I just can't.
I've been wanting to see those.
I don't
I
even know what
think
the fuck it's about, and I've watched it 4 times.
like I think I'm more of a trash panda than y'all because I have a problem with the Hobbit.
And here's the thing:
But
before,
the second Fantastical Beast, oh yeah, I'm with you on that. I still don't know what the fuck happened in that damn movie, and I
here's the
watched
problem:
it.
I've read the lore from that movie, and it's good as fuck. But the movie itself is terrible. I did,
Damn.
And it's
when the
hard. Like, how
story
do
is
you
good, but the movie's bad. Like it's just like
mess
I'm
up
watching
such
this
a
shit.
good franchise of content and produce that? Like, come on,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
What makes it bad is I can't even pinpoint what's bad about it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with The Hobbit. It's just a 3-hour movie for something that should have been 30 minutes.
Trying to recreate all the big moments from all the
Yeah.
previous movies, and they don't do a good job of it.
Like, all three of the Hobbit movies should have been one movie, probably. One or two movies. And there are a lot of characters. I think there's two specific characters that just, I don't even know why they're there. Like, why is Legolas there? I don't,
Right.
it doesn't make sense.
Hmm. Hmm. And they, well, I guess one little quick nugget. We talking about these streaming services right now. They're in a battle. They're bidding for NFL Sunday Ticket. It is Disney, it is Apple, and it is Amazon Prime. So one of these services will win, and you'll be able to watch your football games on Sunday through one of those services. So there's that.
if
Somebody's gonna get more content.
if Disney doesn't get it, it's like that. It would be really fucking annoying since they already own ESPN.
Right. I think Disney would make the most sense for them to get, like you said, since they have a sports branding,
Yeah.
package at ESPN already. The next would be Amazon Prime. If Apple gets it, oh man, I think you have a lot of pissed off people because you're pretty much repeating the DirecTV issue again. I gotta go get this
Yeah.
service all over again. Like, but yeah,
I know I just like not fanboyed, but like gave Apple a platform for their new chips, but it's like until you said Apple TV, I was like, oh yeah, Apple
you
has
got
a
there.
streaming service because I'm not hooked up into the infrastructure, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right.
I
So
did hear
like,
C is very good. That's the one series I heard that they said is good over there with Jason Momoa, I think.
mm.
But
That's the
So
funny thing is as much of the ecosystem that I am plugged into, I actually don't really indulge in Apple TV like that. But I don't watch a lot of TV like that.
is it
So
TV like Direct TV and
no, it's like a streaming service. It's a streaming
oh,
service.
okay. So are there commercials on it? 'Cause
That's a great question. I don't
I
know.
haven't really watched a commercial in like 18 years.
I don't think it is because it's a premium service, right?
Okay. Um. So all right. Disney Plus is one of the two, and I think the other one, uh, for now, I don't know. Netflix. I think. Pretty sure Netflix.
I had to go Disney plus Amazon. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
good too.
But
I
like,
had to go with those.
yeah. What do you got, Dre?
Disney plus Amazon.
Boom.
Because I don't watch a lot of Amazon, I
Oh,
can't necessarily say Amazon.
oh my, oh my
What
God!
do you think about it, Snarf? What are you thinking?
I just changed all of your answers. Funimation, Crunchyroll.
Oh,
Disney,
don't do
Funimation,
it.
So I
Crunchyroll.
mean,
but
thank you for stealing my thunder, Snarf. Because I
but
literally
wait a
was about
minute.
to say I
So
don't
I
watch
was
a lot
thinking
of
about,
Amazon like that, but I do watch a lot of anime. So I
I mean,
mean,
I was thinking about this yesterday though. Can we really consider that like
They don't make any original
original?
content. You're right.
Yeah, can you consider that original? Because I
Yeah,
mean,
they
it's
don't.
just
I mean, technically,
it's just
Funimation owns it.
That's true.
it's a digital warehouse for all like animation,
But I mean,
Mm.
anime.
so it's weird because like if you're in Japan, Funimation is not really a thing. Funimation more or less is kind of like the construct of Americanizing these
Yeah.
animes, right?
Dubbing it,
Well,
releasing it
it's
over here.
also like
But
saying
but then again,
Cartoon
Toei
Network has all original content. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly. By virtue of the fact that it's the only place you see those cartoons, technically, yes.
But they don't produce it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
So
like Funimation, you like, oh, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z. They don't make none of that. They dub it and then release on their platform, but they don't make none of that.
yeah, they're the
So
only
it's
ones who have rights to it because of how it's brought over here and how it's televised. But because they're like the go between to get it here, right?
Yeah.
As
So I
opposed
don't
to
know if
them
that
owning the content. Like they're the only conduit out there that's doing that.
if
does
we
that
want to
count.
say they own the content, then I gotta throw Disney Plus out. I gotta have anime and Amazon.
Well,
Like
for
to
me,
your
I'm throwing
point,
out
to your
Amazon.
point, to your point,
Yeah.
there's original Crunchyroll content. There's not original Funimation content
Well, no, Funimation and Crunchyroll are one thing now.
now, but
Now,
before
but
they were one
before,
thing.
yeah.
Oh,
So
or I'm like, well, I just own just give me my PS5 and Amazon Prime. I'm covered. I'm covered because Sony
yeah.
owns Funimation and
Well, if
Crunchyroll. I
again,
think I'd be
if
okay.
they're smart, they would bundle all the PlayStation Plus and Crunchyroll and all that stuff.
Oh, then we get a
Um.
massive audience. And then I mean, you would
Oh,
just get
that would like right now. PlayStation Plus is like, eh. It's good, but like it's not Xbox Game Pass. You put Crunchyroll Funimation in that PlayStation Plus service, it's guaranteed. Like, why would you not? Why would
yep,
you not? Right?
yep,
Yeah.
yep. That is true. So yeah, yep. So there you go. So that is our pick. So y'all let us know what y'all picks would be for your two streaming services. If you only had to pick two, in original content, you can't use other stuff because then it just gets crazy. So y'all let us know what y'all would choose. We'd love to hear from y'all. So let's see. I think that's it. We ain't got nothing else to cover right now, right, Snarf?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. We got any last closing remarks? I guess we start with Snarf. You got anything?
um. Shit. Yo. Even if you got millions of dollars, just don't do the right thing first
Yo,
instead of trying
you're
to pay
stealing my
everybody to be
thunder.
quiet.
You're stealing my thunder, Snarf. Jesus, you keep taking my
Yeah,
thoughts.
just do the right thing first, and you don't have to pay out that money for not a
Yeah,
guarantee of complete
people not
silence.
talking. Yeah.
Don't fuck up, Vince.
Silence is not acceptance. It's only acceptance of money.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Brah.
Dre.
Oh, I know you said me or not. Baby screaming in the background.
Yeah, she said she
Oh,
was giving her thoughts. That's what that
Right.
was.
exactly. Oh, last remarks. New Japan Wrestling is finally coming to America, so more wrestling,
More wrestling, more
more,
better.
More
yeah,
diversity. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, just a shit ton of people hurt. So,
Jeez. Well, that's not a good way to start off your.
well, I mean, hey, now's the time to watch wrestling. You get to see new faces. So
Yeah.
there you
True,
go.
true, true,
But
true.
yeah, that's my last remarks.
Okay. Okay. And I guess mine, Miss Marvel is a good is a good TV show. It's not bad. It's funny. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's a kids TV show," but this is Disney we're talking about. All their stuff is kid friendly. Y'all
Yeah.
just don't like it because either one, it steps you outside of your comfort zone, or two, you think it's about a high school teenager. Well, Sorry, if you ever watch any CW TV show or anything like
I
that,
was
you're
about to
watching
say,
high
what?
school people, so it's not a kiddie show.
I don't
Come on,
want to hear that
people.
bullshit. Motherfuckers was hanging on every fucking single second of 90210. I don't want to hear them
Yeah.
bullshit
Yeah.
about watching a high schooler in a fucking TV show. Fuck out of here.
So yeah, it is a good TV show. I mean, yeah, I mean
Dawson's
every TV show
Creek,
has its
One Tree
flaws,
Hill.
but right, Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill,
What a
Vampire
way
Diaries, like.
for our lives to be
Be
over.
over.
That gives you an idea for next series. You should talk about intro songs to like TV shows and
Ooh.
animes. Which are the best ones? That's cool. That's
How
cool.
many you need? Because I got a whole top 5.
I'm about to say we're gonna be here for a long episode.
That's what we
How much
need.
time you got, buddy?
It
That's
has to
what
be
we
one
need.
from each series. It can't be one that changes theirs and has like bangers every
Right,
No,
right.
you
season.
got to pick an iconic intro. Yeah.
We gonna come with like our top 7, and we can't have duplicates on our list, so we're gonna have to like come with a top 7. If somebody steal you, you're just gonna be like,
All right.
damn it. You
Does it have to be iconic or does it have to be good? Because like,
I mean, good and iconic, I think, in this sense, kind of are synonymous.
all right. But like the Friends theme song, is that on your list? Because
No, because
I
don't
wouldn't
like
listen
Friends.
to it. But but it's like you know it, right? As soon as you
Yeah.
bang bang na, 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 that's it.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
That's
like I
it.
said,
Hate
even
that
I
show.
didn't watch it, but I know when I hear that, I know what that is, so
Yeah.
it would count. It would
So
count.
let me ask this, because like the 90s is kind of its own thing. Like everything in the 90s was just like really good. So
Yeah.
we could literally name 30 shows from the 90s, just like, oh my God, that intro was so fucking good. Is it nostalgia that we say makes it so good? Or was it just that good?
I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Seinfeld intro was banging,
Yes.
but if you ask somebody nowadays, they'd be like, "What is this shit?"
Yeah. Living Single was good. Martin was good. Jamie
Oh,
Foxx show
yeah,
was good.
yeah.
Like all those intros were fucking good as shit. Sister was fucking good, right? Like there's a
Wayans
lot
Brothers.
there. Wayans Brothers, exactly. The second
Yeah.
one.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're color.
Give me
Yeah.
a
High five.
You got In Living Colors intro.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's
Oh boy, yeah, we gonna do this. We got to save it for next. Oh,
all
that's
right,
gonna be.
all right.
We gonna save it for next episode, y'all. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Deuces.